Twisted Christian. Today I'm going to be giving you guys an update on Zion Oil. I think it's a very important update, and I'm just going to say it's pretty obvious that they have found oil at this point. There's a new filing with the SEC, and I'm going to be going over some other information and touch base on some other information that I've discussed before. Now, alright, there's a post that Zion Oil made on December 30th, 2019. And I discussed this before in a previous video. And one of my Patreon supporters made a comment and said, you wouldn't need a drilling rig unless you have found oil. So I'm just going to read this really quick. And this is just part of the evidence that I'm going to be showing you guys. Right, Zion Oil and Gas announces they are actively sourcing a drilling rig for 2020 operations. We have started our initial phases of sourcing a drilling rig for our 2020 exploration plans, Zion's COO Robert Dunn said. We view this as an opportune time to move forward with our 2020 plans for further oil and gas exploration in onshore Israel. On the 27th of 2019, Zion Oil submitted an application to the SEC converting its existing S3 registration to a new S1 registration statement. The SEC gave Zion a no-comment letter on December 5th, 2019. And Zion's new S1 registration statement became effective on December 11th, 2019 with a continuation of the DSPP. Okay. The first thing is they're trying to secure a rig, a drilling rig. So that tells me right there they have plans to start drilling. Right now, folks, you got to remember, Zion Oil is not just a short-term stock; it's also a long-term stock as well. Because when they actually start drilling and they actually start finding oil and they actually start having profits and everything else, the company is just going to continue to grow. Now, most of you already know that Zion Oil over the last few days went up really high, and probably some of you made a lot of money selling at its high. This is interesting. So this is evidence piece number one. We know they already did their 3D seismic scanning. Alright, so we know that it's been some time and they've had time to evaluate it, and I'm pretty sure at this point they would have to know from that standpoint whether they have or not, and that's where the drilling rig comes in. They think they found something, so now they secure the drilling rig, and then they begin to drill. The other thing that was kind of strange is that they had until the 6th of January to get their stock up to $1 or more, right? And you saw the price go up, and then of course now it's way back down. But they also made, on January the 7th, the following day, there was an SEC file that concerned Zion Oil and stock. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. Here's the filing detail. Now I'm going to pull up what was actually said. So this is from the Securities and Exchange Commission. It's an 8K report. On January 7th, 2020, Zion Oil and Gas received a written notice from the listing qualification staff of the NASDAQ stock market. Based upon the company's continued non-compliance with the dollar bid price as set forth in the NASDAQ listing rules, the staff has determined to delist the company's common stock and warrants from the NASDAQ capital market effective January 16, 2020, unless the company requests a hearing before the NASDAQ hearings panel in a timely manner. The company will request the necessary hearing before the panel, which will stay any further action by the staff, at least pending the ultimate conclusion of the hearing process. During the pendency of the requested hearing before the panel, the company's common stock and warranty securities will remain listed and trading on NASDAQ. The company is diligently working to evidence compliance with all applicable requirements for continued listing on the NASDAQ capital market and intends to submit a plan to that effect to the panel as part of the hearing process. The company will present its exploration plans with the sourcing of a drilling rig and other information on its prospects that should make any reverse stock split unnecessary to achieve bid price compliance. However, there can be no assurance that the panel will grant the company's request for continued listing on NASDAQ or that company will be able to regain compliance with the applicable listing criteria within a period of time that may be granted by the panel. In the event that the panel does not accept the company's plan for continued listing of the company's securities on NASDAQ, the company's stock would be eligible for trading on the OTCQX or OTCBQB, which is operated by the OTC Markets, Inc. Okay, alright, so to me this is very important. Most companies that I've seen that I've dealt with penny stocks, when it's time for them to come to do the reverse split, they normally just do it, right? And that's just from what I've seen in my experience. Now, of course, there's probably many other different types of cases, but apparently you can request a hearing, you can get things delayed, you have to provide some type of evidence. So now we have a date of January 16th, 2020. Okay, that's when they're supposed to be delisted. So if they're supposed to be delisted that day, then you have the hearing process, right? So they'll have a hearing, so they may be granted another extension. They might be granted 3 months extension, 6 months, or whatever the case. But I think the most important thing in this SEC filing, it says here, the company will present its exploration plans with the sourcing of a drilling rig and other information on its prospects that should make any reverse stock split unnecessary to achieve the bid price compliance. Are they going to make an announcement? Is there something between today's the 9th, and then you have the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th. 16th is next Thursday. So we have until next Thursday where this stock is going to at least hit its minimum bid price. So that all remains to be seen. But obviously they've shared information with the SEC. This is the way I'm looking at it. All right, and then obviously they know somewhat of their drilling rig and their plans and their information on its prospects. That's what it says. And other information on its prospects that should make any reverse stock split unnecessary to achieve bid price compliance. So I'm telling you folks, in my opinion, from the way that I'm looking at this, it's obvious they found oil. They've let the SEC that they have a lot of prospects that they're pretty sure that they found oil, right? So we just have basically at least until the 16th. Well, it's supposed to be effective on the 16th, so really we have the 15th, which is on a Wednesday. So are we going to see a lot of people get in, or are we going to see a lot of people get out and thinking it might delist and it might be an opportunity? Because I think with this stock, it's obviously they have some type of favor with the SEC. I don't know what it is. Some of you probably know exactly what it is. But it seems like they have a lot of favor because I think most companies would have already gone through the reverse split process. Anyways, guys, tell me what you think about the Zion oil and gas. Tell me what you think about my thoughts on the Zion oil and gas, whether or not they have oil. I just really, really think they do. And for me, I use, for those of you who are wondering, I use Robinhood to buy most of my Zion oil stocks because it's easy. You can buy 1, you can buy 5, you can buy 10. On other sites, you usually have to buy at least 100 or some type of minimum cost. With Robinhood, you don't have to do that. So the links to Robinhood is down below in the description. If you do want to use Webull, that link is down there too. But there are a number of people. You can click on any of the support links, and those are some of my supporters. So when you actually click on one of my supporters Robinhood links, you are actually supporting this channel too as well. And you want to be ready and you want to be prepared because many of you have signed up. I have a whole list of people who have they went through the process but they never finalized it. And you guys need to be ready for anything that comes up. And you have to be ready. When I see a post of somebody posting something in a Facebook group about a particular stock, because that group is focused on Robinhood, I could take a look at that stock and determine whether or not if I want to invest in that stock. Because I can't see everything. There are so many investment opportunities out there, and sometimes it takes other people to point those investments out. I think there are some good things coming with this company, and I think there's just oil, period, and it's going to make this stock great, not just for the short term, but also the long term too as well. All right, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give a like, give a share, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. With that being said, Twisted Christian out.